Nation of Fit in 10, welcome to day 31, and of course we are into week 5, and this is the week that you will not quit, or this is the day you will not quit, just like any other day of this challenge, you will not quit. This challenge goes by fast, as you can tell. We're almost at the halfway mark, and not always the case, but more often than not, people make more progress as the challenge goes on, and this is typically due more to becoming more in tune with the challenge as it goes on, right? You're just becoming, you have a better understanding of what you need to do with your food. You have a better understanding of what foods contain what. You're more proficient at your training. Of course, your cardio gets a little more intense. There's all these things working for you in order for you to make that much more progress. So keep going, stay in the fight, and look for those things where you can improve upon. Okay, more questions here. I didn't quite finish this person's question yesterday, I don't believe. They were talking about a stretch or flow class. Or maybe I did finish this. Listen, I will, or I can, a suggestion on where to go to get this. Okay, so I didn't answer this question. A suggestion on where to go to get this. Well, I mean, there's different forms, right? I think I talked about Animal Flow yesterday. That's actually really, really good. Just for general movement. But probably something that's a little more accessible would be yoga, right? Different kinds of yoga. Of course, you could pick your version of yoga, and this is probably what I would recommend to you. Suggestions for meal prep. Okay, so I'm not sure for meal prep. Do you mean like recipes? Or do you mean about how to go about meal prepping? I know I've talked a lot about meal prepping. Maybe you can give me some more specifics. Just a reminder that you do have over 20 recipes in here. And these are all, by the way, because I know this person mentioned about fat, these are all low-fat recipes, okay? Virtually all of them are low-fat. I don't think there's actually one in here that's not low fat. So make sure you check out those recipes. They're very, very basic, by the way. If you look at the ingredients in a lot of the recipes, you'll notice that, typically speaking, there's like a carbohydrate strong food or two, and then there's a protein strong food. And then within that, there's some added herbs or spices to it. Or maybe there's a small amount of vegetables that aren't super calorie dense, like onions or parsley, that type of thing. But let me know what you mean by meal prep. Are you talking more specifically about how to meal prep or how to go about it, strategy, or are you talking more about recipes? Make sure you check out the recipes in here though. The recipes are actually really, really good. Flow stretch class series of exercise. Okay, so I kind of already touched upon that. Listen, I do something as part of my general routine throughout the week. I'm happy to film that if you like and put it up. You know what, to be honest, so if I film it though, I'm gonna put it in fast mode because you're just gonna get bored. But if I speed up the video, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. But I basically it's basically just a bunch of different movements that I'm going through. What to do about high fat? Okay, I know you're not gonna like this answer, but you gotta stick with low fat food sources, right? You gotta go with your lean meats. If you're eating real whole foods, fruits, vegetables, your general starches like your tubers, like potato, yam, sweet potatoes, that type of thing, rice, these are all gonna be very, very low fat. Again, when it comes to your proteins, your poultry, your white fish, as I mentioned, those cuts of steak, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, egg white. You can have some eggs. I know eggs are a little higher in fat for sure. They're not a little higher in fat. They're quite high in fat, but they're very, very healthy. So make sure you include at least an egg or two per day. But yeah, stick with those foods that are lower in fat. All right, and generally speaking, real whole foods, with the exception of those fat strong real whole foods, right, like nuts and avocado, etc. The rest are going to be very low in fat. All right, always check out, always reference. I know it's not an exhaustive list. I know it's not super massive, but check out your protein strong foods and your carb strong foods. These should all be. I could just take a quick gander here. For the most part, especially if they are non-vegan, they will be very high in protein and nothing else. Okay, not high in fat. Yeah, there's nothing here that's high in fat, maybe with the exception of an egg. Okay, so take a look. Always reference that. Reference the recipes, as I mentioned, they are low fat. There's over 20 of them in here. Okay, all right, 5.5 minutes. I did want to answer something else about eating in the morning. I'll get to that tomorrow, I guess. I'm trying to keep these videos down in time, that is. All right, on this day 31, no matter how you feel, message of the day here, no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and most importantly, never give up. No matter how you feel, right? And this again, right, I'm not saying ignore your feelings, but generally speaking, emotional decisions aren't the best ones. No matter how you feel, you got to keep going with your routine. You got to keep going with the things that are going to help you. You got to keep going and working towards your goals. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and most importantly, never, never, ever, ever, ever give up. Unless it's not important to you, right? Unless you decide that you just change your mind about it, that's fine. But if it's something that you want to change, then you've got to keep going, right? You've got to keep trying. All right? Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.